Alright, so I got an idea. We make sauces and they ferment, right? And I've seen videos, you've probably seen them too, about people making, hot honey or garlic infused honey. So what I decided to do was just put a bunch of peppers and onions and garlic into honey. So that's what we're making here. These are cayenne peppers. These are chilies. I recommend using chilies because they have really good heat. And when you eat a pepper, when I eat a pepper, I want to feel that heat. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm just going to cut it up and get rid of the seeds. Different lengths, And this is our jar up here. So I've been doing some live streaming. It's been pretty good. Pretty good turnout. And I'm mostly streaming like Wednesdays and Sundays. In the evening, these times will probably not change, most likely in the near future, but they could. And we're just hanging out, talking about different things other than the diet. So the videos are like mostly related to the diet, and this, the live streams are mostly like just different things, different topics, interacting with the chat, which is pretty funny. We have a resident Gotus cell. He's got life figured out, by the way. He's studying very hard at a man-made university for a man-made degree. So, good for him. That's pretty funny. And there's seeds on there. Yeah, I don't want any seeds in here. And he just really kind of embarrasses himself. It's really like having Gotus in the chat. It's pretty funny. And everybody makes fun of him pretty much. And he just talks about how he's very natural and everybody else is not natural and they're slaves and just what you'd expect, from a Gotus cell. But we love him. I think there's hope that he can change. That's why I don't kick him out. People ask me to ban him, but I think there's hope for him. If, he keeps listening to me, maybe he'll come to his senses. So, anyway, enough about that. Yeah, we do off-topic conversation. When I say off-topic, I mean not the diet, because there's more to life than that. And like I said, a lot of these videos are mostly about that. So I figured I'd switch it up a little bit and do that. And, we're doing a little chefing right now. And yeah, so we're going to use a lot of these cayenne peppers. I don't know how many I'm going to use, but I want to use a lot because I have a lot. I have this, and then I have this. So my plan is to use this as a good base for foods to eat. It's a little something you can add to your meat to make it spicy. It's also for sauces. Instead of adding the peppers and stuff to the sauce, you could just add the honey and it will be spicy. So, just being a little more efficient. It's preserving them. Peppers, by the way, are good for the circulatory system and the sinuses to get things moving. As you can tell, I'm a little stuffed up. I got a cold. And I haven't had a cold in a while, so I'm thankful. Got the bath running. So looking forward to that. Yeah, I've got these chilies. I might put a little bit of this on my No, I can't do it tonight. This takes some time to ferment and to get into the honey. So it's not like it's not a overnight thing. Well, it might be, but I'd wait at least a couple days. Gosh, I need to eat something. Only had a few eggs today, but that's my problem. So peppers are also good for, I don't know. I know he says if you have tooth problems, don't eat peppers. Peppers are a fruit. So, you know, fruit are cleansers. I've eaten some peppers in my meat meals before, and I did get quite a bit of a bowel detox. It happened pretty fast. It was a jalapeno. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of a jalapeno. I don't really think they're a very good pepper. I like these. I like the chilies the best. So, yeah, we're just chefing it up right now. And I'm going to cut a lot of these. This might take a while, honestly, but that's okay. We're going for watch time. So, we've got this going on, and, you know, yeah. Tomorrow, I'm headed out to the chicken guy. So, there's two sources, okay? Fresh, never frozen turkeys for Thanksgiving. This Herdshare also has sheep, horse, and pigs and chickens. And then there's a guy who just does chicken. The chicken from just the chicken guy is actually a little better quality. The fellow who has all the animals, unfortunately, some of the chickens are on soy. A little bit of soy. They are pastured, but you know, the turkeys are fully pastured. You know, they're not getting much of the scratch at all. So the turkeys are like very basically no soy. Like maybe like 5% of their diet is scratch, but I think that's pretty negligible because the scratch isn't just soy. So, but it is organic feed for whatever that's worth. I know that's not like a big thing, but the turkeys are still, yeah, they're going to be the best turkeys you can find because they're going to be fresh. And I don't know how he's going to work with you in terms of like what glands and organs to send with the turkey. I can tell you the turkey brain is smaller than the chicken. It's really not worth the effort. I speak from experience. The turkey liver would probably be good, and the heart, but not much else, honestly. The lungs, maybe. They're just kind of hard to get to, and they're not very big. Again, I don't really even know if it's like worth the effort. But anyway, you can talk to, his name's Chris, too. His name's Chris. You can talk to him. Basically, when I fully announce it, I'm just going over the Herdshare membership form with them. So once we get the Herdshare membership, okie dokied, that will go out to everybody who wants one. And it's going to be, you're going to have to pay for it, obviously. So if you're interested, I'm not going to yap about that too much. But if you're interested, you know, just get a hold of me and I'll let you know how you can get started. So if you're in the school, you get a discount. So you get a $15 discount. If you're in the school, you get a $15 discount on consultations. So yeah, if you haven't joined the school, I would do it. I know I haven't formally launched it yet, but it's up, and I will do a whole post about it. But I would get in because I don't know, the price may go up because I do have quite a bit in there now, basically just about the food and everything. So, you know, it's like everything you need as a beginner to get started and have questions. There's, you know, I think 12 people in there right now. So it's a pretty good group. I've actually kicked a few people out because they were inactive or they weren't like it didn't seem like they weren't serious about doing the diet. So if that's you and you're watching, probably not, but you know, I'll let you back in. But you know, you introduce yourself and say hello and be a little more transparent about your goals so you can get the most out of me and my time and the platform, because it will also help me, you know, like what do I put in there, you know, aside from just the diet, or maybe specifics about the diet if a lot of people have the same question, you know, stuff like that. It helps. So just saying. I can like feel these peppers. Very spicy, very good. So we're taking out all the seeds because like I said, I don't think the seeds are very good. Even in my cooking days, I always removed the seeds of peppers because I read that they weren't good to eat. Also, I mean, you're just gonna pass them. So, and I don't know, maybe they add a little more spice, but you know, you've got the juices of this stuff. So that should be plenty. And they're hollowed out and they're flayed. So we're going to get a lot of surface area of honey in there. And I'm just thinking like how much I want to do with this. I did run a bath, which I stopped before I did this, so we can concentrate and not like overfill the tub, because that's almost happened to me before. I caught it in time, but it was close. It was close. So yeah, speaking of baths, we got a bath guide and bath questions, and I've also taken all the videos from this channel and I've put them on the Skool with the topics so you can find them more easily. Okay, so where was I? My nose got very runny and was going to drip on my phone. So, as I said, I have a cold. And this is my first cold in, I want to say, since last April, about the eclipse. We had that eclipse and I got a cold. Not related, by the way. But I just remember I had a detoxification, the sinus stuff. I felt worse. I felt much worse, though. Now I just have like a simple cold. And I don't know if it's because of the secondhand smoke I was around. I was at the Scuffed Realtor show. MDE, Nick Rochefort, and Alex Schultz. And I was working their merch booth and helping out there. And we were, everybody went to this bar afterwards. And I went along, and I didn't drink or smoke. I just was hanging out and chatting with people who were at the show, and Nick and Alex, and a lot of cigarette smoke going around. People asked me if I wanted to smoke, and I said no. I think I'm okay because of the air. It's like pretty smoky. So I wonder if that's what is coming out of me. It kind of feels like it. Not so much in the lung department, but in the sinus department. So. Probably eat some, although by the time this is ready, I'll probably be better. I'm going to get in this bath. I know it's going to make a huge difference. Yeah, I've got some chicken tonight, and that's going to be pretty tasty. I am looking forward to that, because I've been eating a lot of beef recently, and yeah, it's nice to mix it up. So, yeah, but, oh yeah, about the PMAs, they'll go live soon, and that's the first of many. Because when, you know, these Amish people, they start doing a lot of business, their neighbors are gonna say, "Oh, hey, what are you doing there? That's making you so much money." And they're gonna say, "Well, we're selling to all these crazy people on the internet that only eat raw food," and they're gonna be, "Wow, those English sure are strange." That's what they call us, the English, and because we speak English, and yeah. So the one guy who does a lot of animals, he doesn't do beef. He said it's become too expensive. Unfortunately, maybe he could get a beef cow once in a while, but it wouldn't be one he raised. So I don't know. I can't speak to the quality of that, the absolute quality of that. he said in his workhorses, you know, he would sell those. Again, some of them may have been wormed, but it was a long time ago, so they're probably okay now. And yeah, the horse meat would still be fine, at least. And yeah, it'd be pretty good price too, because the horses are pretty cheap. Horse meat is not like. Okay, so we got about half a cup of chilies in there. I'm just gonna do them all, I think, because why not? There's a seed in there. We got them out though. Yeah, you can smell the heat on these. These are like really good peppers. I haven't had a lot of like sweet heat like this. And it's better than like the habaneros or the I don't, it's like sweet heat. I don't know. It's hard to describe. These are like what they use in like Asian food, like Thai chilies or Szechuan chilies. Those are my faves. So this would be nice to have, warm me up. It warms up the whole body. It's pretty nice. I like that about that. So looking forward to that. Get out of there, seed. So yeah, we are just prepping and chatting. Talked about the PMAs, talked about the live streams, talked about what we're making. Yeah, the garlic is also good. I've been eating a little garlic in my sauces, and I definitely feel like more energized with a little bit of garlic. And I'm talking like a quarter of a clove in a quart of sauce. It's like basically no garlic, but it's just enough to give a flavor. Garlic is very overpowering, so you definitely don't want to use a bunch. You don't have to use a bunch. Just so you know. So, and there is stuff for it in the book. I believe it was, as it relates to blood pressure. You know, it helps with low blood pressure. So, yeah, it's a good thing to have on hand. You keep it in the honey and it'll preserve it. So, I don't know if that changes how it works, but probably not. Because it's honey. So, we've got some goldenrod honey, which I like, but it's not as good as the clover honey. Fortunately, the honey guy wasn't at the farmer's market today, and I didn't get to see him. Of course, I don't know if he would have had any, because it's like, this is like, that's like summer honey, and now we're in the fall, so he might have sold it, or might not have just had any to bring. But he didn't bring any honey today because he wasn't there. So, eating a lot of apples. Not a lot, but apples are in season. Pink Lady apples are recommended. They're very good. I like them a lot. That's what I get. Okay, so we got a whole nother case here. And the dried ones, maybe I'll just let them stay dry. Maybe let them dry out. Have some dried peppers just in case, for, you know, whatever. Add some honey to them. A lot of seeds in here, oh boy. And yeah, we're just having a good time cutting these peppers. Yeah, food prep, this is the kind of food prep that's a pain. But it does add up, because this is for like, I mean, this will last me months. I mean, maybe if it's really good, it won't last me months, but I'm anticipating it to last me more than a few weeks at least. Or at least a week, which is how, like, you know, you see normies do food prep. Some of them freeze their food, their dinners, and they get like a month out of it, which is pretty good, but, you know, for me, food prep is like, I get some beef or chicken, and it lasts me like a week in the fridge, and that's how I do. like once a week. Sometimes I go 2 times a week. But if I see something on sale, like for a good price, like I saw some, what was it yesterday? Something round or something. It was a good cut. And it was like $6 a pound. I was like, oh yeah, I want one of those. So that was a good buy. You know, if it's a good deal, I'm not going to pass it up because it's like, I'm going to eat it. I'm going to eat the food. So might as well get it on sale. And the Bell & Evans chicken is usually on sale when I buy it. So it's like I'm getting it for $5.50 a pound. That's pretty nice. I like that. It's a good deal. Keep the food cost down, you know. It's not cheap. Even though I get butter for $5 a pound. And yeah. So I try to be frugal about it. I'm a cheapo, I'm a miser. Like John Paul Getty. He's a pretty fun guy. Look him up. Yeah. So this is taking a long time, but it's going to be worth it. And then I got a bath to look forward to. Yeah. It's pretty based. I think that's also why I have a cold, is because I haven't done a bath in like 2 weeks. So just because I've just been kind of busy, I just haven't had time to sit in the tub for like 2 hours. But now I do today, this Thursday. So, because usually my bath days are on Sunday, but I've had some traveling and stuff to do for things. So we are taking care of business there. And we will be back in action into the baths on Sunday. Back into action. So much easier to just rip them out. I was kind of worried it would be very spicy and burn my hands, but after working with the stuff for about 2 dozen peppers now, I'm not feeling anything. So I just gotta remember to wash my hands before I like touch my eyes or my nose. Even if I bring them up like pretty close, oof, it gets in there. You can smell it. It'd be bad. Because these are hot. These are very hot. They got really nice heat to them. So, yeah, chilies are my fave. They used to eat when I was in Nepal. They called them korsani. It's a type of chili they had in South Asia. It's even hotter than these. It's crazy. I ate these momos one time, and it was like they had this chili sauce, this red chili sauce. My friend went and got them for me. He's like, "Oh, these are the high-end momos." So I said, "Okay." And they were pretty, like they were like $3-4, which for Nepal was like pretty expensive. But they were huge, and they had this red chili sauce. It was amazing. It was like so sweet and hot at the same time. It was magical. That's like a food I would eat again if I was traveling. I would eat that. You know, life's too short. A lot of seeds. So I'm trying to think of what else to talk about. Let's see here. Eggs. Someone asked me about eggs. So, eggs are like the most easily digestible food. They're a complete source of nutrition. They have fats, proteins, and a little bit of carbohydrates. First of all, you need to be eating the whole eggs. People who just eat the yolks are misguided. You wouldn't eat the yolks in nature, as they say. In nature, You wouldn't eat the yolks because you wouldn't have man-made studies telling you about the anti-nutrients. Nah, but for real, I mean, I eat like over 4,000 raw eggs a year, and I'm not deficient in anything. The avenin does nothing to me because it does nothing to you, okay? If you read the methodology of that study, it has nothing to do with human digestion. So you're making a conclusion based off of a reach, basically. Like they studied something isolated in a lab that didn't have anything to do with human digestion or eating raw eggs. And they made a conclusion based on that. So you're applying a conclusion that has nothing to do with humans to your diet, which is that's your call, but I'm just saying you're wrong. If you think avenin's bad for you or something, that's not true. So, yeah. Debunked. It's the same way when they say eggs are more digestible when they're cooked. The same thing. These studies, though, they do have to do with human digestion, but what they did was they basically contaminated the eggs with a radioactive isotope, so you could see them. So the humans would pass them, and they would measuring how many isotopes were absorbed. So the problem with this is that, aside from eating radioactive eggs, is raw foods will bind to free radicals and toxins, right? So the radioactive isotopes are going to be a target for that, and the cooked eggs will not be. So when humans eat the cooked eggs with the radioactive isotopes, they're going to absorb more of that. But the raw eggs, the body will not absorb that because it knows that the free radicals are bad. It's going to say, what the heck are these, bro? Get them out of my body. Get them out of here. And that's what they do. And they don't digest them, and they pass through. So that conclusion is based off of that. So, I mean, if you're going to believe that avenin is bad for you, you might as well just cook all your foods, because it's so over for you, dude. Like, it's over. Yeah. Eggs, it's better that they're pasture raised and fertilized, but if they're, and this was in my egg video, but I guess I'll recant it here since I have nothing better to do. I'm kind of locked in. Agenus recommended fertilized eggs because if eggs were fertilized, it was very likely they were on pasture. So pasture raised wasn't really like I don't think it was like a catchphrase like it is today back, 20, 30 years ago. So I think that's what that has to do with that. So yeah, eggs don't have to be fertilized. They just have to be on pasture. But it's probably good if they're pasteurized, or if they're not pasteurized, if they're fertilized as well. So yeah. Eggs don't build new cells, they just help replace old cells. That's a big difference between eggs and meat. My hands are getting red. That's crazy. I need to wash these really good so I don't get burned. Worry about that later. Eggs with fruit is usually detoxifying. Berries and eggs, stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. I like doing eggs and fruit though. In the book, it's suggested peaches occasionally be eaten with eggs because peaches are an alkaline fruit. So I believe peaches are used to get rid of deep-seated poisons in the body. So yeah, this is gonna be hot, but that's okay. It's what I want. It's what I want. We are going on here, what, 30 minutes? I've been cutting peppers for 30 minutes. Jesus, Lord have mercy. All right, we're almost done though. So thank you for watching this far. If you did, for the watch time, I appreciate you. You're a real one. We're just kind of talking here, and we're almost done, I promise. So we have about a cup of these. This is insane. 30 minutes? Jesus. Oh, man. I'm going as fast as I can. I don't want to cut myself. That would burn really bad if I did that right now. Oh, boy. But this is going to be mad tasty, and it's going to be good for, like, a long time. So, I also want to, like, have enough stuff so I'm not just, like, pouring in a quart of honey, right? Because, like, I want to use the honey for other things. I guess I could always add more honey, which is probably what I'll do. Uh-oh. I just scratched my nose. Uh-oh. That's not good. This will be interesting. Thankfully, it was just the back of my finger, which doesn't have a lot. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so. Yeah. Spicy peppers. Spicy peppers are good. Oh boy. All right, that's enough. We're gonna do the onion now. We're gonna add quite a bit of onion. So I did about a whole pint of those peppers. That's pretty good. This onion juicy. This onion kind of juicy with it. Okay. It's a good onion. These are candy onions. They're sweet onions. That's what we want. Get these seeds out of here. Okay. No seeds. All right. Yeah, the onions and the peppers. The sinuses are feeling that. Okay. How do I want to do? Half of the onion. Okay. Oh, I feel that onion now. Okay, wow, there goes the waterworks. Okay. People are going to say this is not healthy or not natural, but I don't care. It's tasty, so. Just dice it up. Oof. There's a trick to make the onions not make your eyes water. You can't see. That's probably too much onion. No, that's probably pretty good. Yeah, I decided it was too much onion. The thing is I'm not really going to know how much to, my eyes. My eyes. I'm not going to know how much to use here. We'll see. This is really just an experiment. I can't see anything. Damn. I can't touch my eyes either. Hold on. That was with the sleeve, the old sleeve trick. All right, so we have these onions, these cloves here, which I will throw in. I'm going to cut them one more time. Cut them one more time. Get this. The onion skins. You can like put them in a, which is probably what I should have done. Put them in a bowl, or not a bowl. Well, I guess a bowl would work, but like a pan, like a steel pan, steel pot, with a lid, and just shake them up real fast, and then like it de-skins them perfectly. I saw that on a cooking channel because I actually used to be something of a cook, believe it or not. Not a chef, but a cook. The difference. So I was not a chef, but I was a cook. So yeah. All right, this is probably going to be enough garlic, I think, because I don't want to use too much. It won't be good. All right. Now let's see here. We've got about 4 cloves of garlic. And we've got a cup of peppers, a cup of onion, and then we're going to add in, oopsie daisy, here we go. Put this back here. I'm going to add a bunch of honey. All right. Try a little bit more. There we go. I like the rim, and the rim is spicy. I don't know why. Maybe it's residual pepper. All right, so this is what we're working with here. It's getting all down in there. I think it's working its way. It hasn't worked its way yet, but we'll give it some time. It'll get down there. So that's what this is. That's all.